Wife.
Guess what we're doing today?
Well, it is still Sunday, so we're going to be getting out today our...
Patreon.
That's right. And what are we going over today in our Patreon episode?
We are going to hit Project 2025.
Oh, okay, because that's the thing to hit these days with all that bullshit that's in the thing.
It is a doozy.
From what I understand.
There's a lot to understand about it.
I bet. That sounds pretty nefarious from what I do know.
I spent all day researching. There's a lot.
I can attest to this. Wife did spend all day researching this. So for those of you who are not patrons, just so you're aware, at some point in the first 5 minutes of this episode, it will cut off because you're not a Patreon member.
And this is a special episode to give thanks to the people who support us on Patreon.
That's right.
This is for you guys.
Yeah. So if you're not a Patreon member and you do want to hear the entire episode, head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up, and you can get this episode. Actually, there's a free trial. So you can sign up for a free trial and hear the rest of this episode, or you can become a sustaining member and sign up for as low as $2 a month, and then you'll get these every single, 2 weeks.
Every single time that we actually do it.
Which is on our best hopes is to every 2 weeks.
Right.
Sometimes shit falls through the crack, but we do our best.
We do our best.
So that being said, are you ready to talk about Project 2025?
I mean, do I feel super prepared? No. But am I ready? Yes.
All right. That being said, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, let's get into this. What the fuck is Project 2025?
A bunch of assholes being assholes.
Basically.
Yeah.
When I was researching for this, which again I spent all day doing.
Yeah.
The first thing that I came across was all capital letters, not to be confused with Agenda 47. And so then I was like, the fuck is Agenda 47?
Yeah.
Right? So that's what happened today. I had to keep looking shit up when it referred to things that I did not understand.
Okay.
And I did not want to speak out of my ass more than I usually do.
I feel like I remember just hearing little tidbits about Agenda 47.
You would
but
have.
I don't know exactly what it is.
You would have, because it is the manifesto of Donald Trump.
Oh.
So it's not put out by a foundation or anything like that. It's his thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And it details policies that would be implemented upon his election as the 47th president of the United States.
I see.
And that's why it's Agenda 47.
Okay.
It's a collection of formal policy plans, many of which would rely on executive orders and would significantly expand executive power.
My understanding is that Trump has tried to distance himself somewhat from the Project 2025 mess.
He has, but he can't.
Right, because he's still going to use it.
Well, and because the people that are on the board and created it are like Steve, what's his name with the rotten nose? Banner?
Oh, Steve Bannon?
Bannon. Yeah, Steve Bannon.
Yeah.
And shit like that. And
right, well, it's done by the Heritage Foundation. It's backed by the Koch brothers. I mean, there's a lot of big-time interests involved in the Project 2025
right,
thing, so.
And although it's a collection of policies that are specifically put together by him, Agenda 47, that is, many of the policies do align with. Right. So he can say all he wants. I have no idea what Project 2025 is.
He's just trying to rebrand it to not sound like it's part of Project 2025.
Well, it's not that he's rebranding. This was already his thing that he put together. Okay. And they merely mirror each other because they all want the same thing. Right. So in 2023, so last year, Trump campaign officials acknowledged the Project 2025 aligned well with Agenda 47. So that's why they were separate, but they have a lot of the same things.
They're separate but equal, you might say.
Separate but equal, yeah. So since they share many themes and policies, let's talk about that a little bit. Yeah. Including expanding presidential powers, such as through reissuing Schedule F, and I had to look that up, so I'll get back to that in a minute. Yeah, yeah. Cuts to the Department of Education, mass deportations of illegal immigrants, death penalty for drug dealers, and, yeah.
This episode is actually going to be publicly available on our Patreon site. So if you want to go over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse, you can listen to the full part 1. Part 2 will be for Patreon members only. But you can sign up for a trial membership and catch that as well. We'll be releasing that within the next day or two. Thanks. You can go to our Patreon site by going to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up for that trial membership right now if you'd like.